Welcome to Soap's Learning Channel. Today we are playing the Horde, and as promised I'm going to teach you how to cheat the Horde and get better rewards. This has been something I've talked about now for, probably about 2 months, and today I really just want to teach you guys how to do it properly, and this is really going to come in handy for those guys that are struggling with gear parts mainly. I'll just talk you through it. You can see that we're on wave 4 now. Let's get on with it, shall we? So this is where it all began. I noticed a little while ago that the rewards for the Horde were shocking, and from having my own team previously, as you can see, this is my team. Having my own team previously, basically I worked out that with the standard rewards that you would get from Horde, they're not great, to be honest with you, and I'm just going to show you that now. If we look at the alliance rewards for any alliance, these are the standard rewards that you're going to get. And to be fair, DAR and SMD, when it was SMD, now RAV, tend to get 1 and 2 respectively, or vice versa, 9 times out of 10. So this is the sort of thing that they're getting. So that's the rewards for rank 1. The rewards for rank 2 are here, and as you can see, they're not exactly brilliant. That is essentially one standard gearbox that you're going to get out of that. With the chief gear tools, you're going to get 2, so that's the equivalent of 2 boxes, but the adhesives, it's the equivalent of 1. So realistically, you get nothing for what you're actually doing, and you're spending 45 minutes doing this. So why are we not getting enough rewards for the time that we're spending, when there's other events like the CC and things like that you can jump on, spend 20 minutes, and you get the equivalent of like 10-15 quid's worth of packs, especially with regards to like the badge tags or the parts that you need. This is where the video now starts getting a bit more interesting. This is the solo rankings. Now, if you get number 1, that's what you're going to get. Alloys there, adhesives, and your toolboxes. Just the toolboxes alone comes to an awful amount when it comes to actually physically paying for this stuff. Even if you went to rank 2, this is what you're going to find. So rank 2 isn't much difference to rank 1. So it's worth getting in the top 1, 2, maybe even 3 if you can. And this video is going to teach you how to do that. Now, I just want to prove a point. This is the solo rankings for Tuesday's Horde just gone. You can see Rex is up there in number 1 spot. I'm in number 2. And as you go down, you can see, if you actually look at this properly, they're all baby alliances. There's no main alliances there that is actually getting anything decent. MCP, is probably the only one, if it is a real alliance. I don't know how big it is, it could be in the top 30 teams, but there's nothing there in the top 10. And this is why I'm going to teach you how to do it now properly, and I'm going to show you why you don't get in the top 10 with regards to solo rankings. Now, what I've done with my account today, just to give you a quick run through of what I've done, I've set all my buffs up. As you can see, everything is listed, everything is on, including exceptional marches and things like that. Now, one thing I haven't done yet, because the timer won't allow me to do it yet, is put my mega march on or my emergency dressing. Now, there's a reason for this. At the moment, to actually do this, you're going to need 30 minutes, as you know by the skill set. Once you've got that point where you've got the 30 minutes, you can then put those on. My recommendation would be try and put that on around wave 9-ish, just as wave 9's hitting, or just before. Hit it, because then you've got time to pull your troops out and realign them to get a better score for the higher levels. The higher levels obviously give you a harder challenge, which also means you get higher damage. This Horde is set on level 4. Okay, and the reason for it being set quite low is because it's been meted, which basically means it's been made easier by King's Group. Okay, hopefully after this video they won't change it, but that's how it runs. Now, if you go higher up, it's a harder Horde level, fine. But if you're a smaller guy and your gear isn't great, I'm not singing and dancing, my gear's crap, and I've always said that. But you are going to struggle at those higher levels. You're going to get more healing needed, and you're going to get less troops and less damage actually done against the waves that are coming at you. So put it slightly lower and go from there. Now, what I'm going to do is explain to you exactly how now to do the Horde. Okay, you need 6 bases emptied. Now what I mean by emptied is you need to basically have 6 individual bases with your reinforcement level above a certain point. So if your March cap is say 230k with all your buffs on, or 200k with all your buffs on, you need to make sure your reinforcement level is above that. As you can see at the top of the screen, this is just one of my accounts, the reinforcement level is 839, okay, and I'm only putting in 200k. So that's one of them. Now I've got 6 of these bases running right now, okay, they're all empty. And the reason they're empty is because when you actually get the physical defense emails come through, I'll just show you one now. So this is Soap Dog. Have a look at that. So when you're actually doing this, he has no troops in there at all. He's also not getting any losses. The points for that particular base are at 100%, okay, and they will get 100% of the points. You get 50% of the points, but the kill ratio still classes as 100% because they're your troops in that base, okay? So that also, again, goes in your favour. If you do that with 6 accounts, because you have 6 marches, you're getting a decent score, you're getting set up properly, okay? Now, we're on wave 7. I'm going to leave it another couple of waves until, obviously, we need to when we're on around wave 9, and I'm actually going to pull my troops out of the 4 bases right in front of mine. So you can see Soap Vouchers to the left of my account, Baby Soap, Soap Dog, and Khaleesi 87. I've got 4 marches in there, they're my 4 strongest. I'm going to pull those out in a minute. Once I've put these on, and I'm obviously going to put my main set in the garrison for the HQ for level 10. You realistically only need to put your 1 full march in there for this, and you will kill it because it's only a level 4 horde. Level 20, you may need an extra person to jump in there with you just to cover you, but if you consider the fact that realistically you would only need 2 HQ P4s in there on full marches of around 150, you should realistically be able to kill it as a P8, essentially, with all your gear and all the singing and dancing that you've got. Now, what am I doing this for? Why am I doing this? Well, the reason I'm telling you about this is because I know that there's a few of you guys out there at DAR and a few of the other guys around the map, say at SMD or, you know, Rav or whoever it is. You guys are running BlueStacks at the moment. Now, BlueStacks is a great little invention. It's a emulator for a PC or a Mac, and you can run multiple accounts pretty much at the same time on the one screen that you're playing. And that then allows you to have multiple accounts. As long as you get those accounts to a certain level, and as I said to you before, the reinforcement level is high enough, you don't ever need to touch those accounts ever again. They can literally be for Horde, or they can be voucher accounts for SVS, and it's a great little way of doing it without really spending any money. You don't really need to spend any money at all on those accounts, if anything, and they are there just to aid your main, like a farm essentially, but for other areas. Now, with this as it sits at the moment, this is going quite well. I'm quite happy with the way that this is going, but I really needed more stuff. I needed more gear parts for the main gear. At the moment, I'm struggling to get that sort of stuff together. I don't really want to spend money on this at the moment with regards to that. I don't really see the point. I think the research is more important. Anybody that's near the cusp of getting all 3 T11s together would probably tell you the same. Let's get set up with the Mega March and everything else in a moment. As soon as this hits my account, I'll start that, because then we're just under the half-hour mark. We've got about 27 minutes on the clock, and that's a good place to put it. I did say to you again, guys, that on the chat, I did say that I was going to do a video with regards to the update for the planes and give you some more information. I will do that after this video. So I hope you've watched this one first and not the planes one. Now, here we go. Let's get that set up. Right, Mega March, here we go, and emergency dressing. Now, I don't really need to pull this out, but I'm going to, just to prove the point of what happened. So that was a reinforcement at 200k. That's my main. As you can see, the plane there just flying around at the top of the screen there as well. We're just going to put that back in, ready for HQ9 to attack. So that's now gone up to 218k as a march. So that'll just boost it a little bit for HQ9. And then we're going to stuff that in the HQ for 10, and then we're all good. Now, What I expect out of this, now the reason I've done this and the reason I'm sharing this with you is to benefit you guys more than anything else. I know that there's a few guys out in DAR, for example, who is a great team, and my personal favourite guys are in there. We've got Simon, for example, who has voucher accounts. We also have Chris, who plays with voucher accounts. You can do this style of horde down at Baby Dar. You can do this in your own team if you have your own team, or if you're savvy and you can really pull this together, you may even be able to do this with a bigger team, like for example, I don't know, maybe God or a third or fourth team down the line that has space to put 6 accounts plus your main. That also then means that you get a better setup. One thing I do want to share with you guys, and I worked this one out on the previous horde that we were doing, try not to let anybody else get in a base with you. If you have multiple people reinforcing one account, okay, so for example, I've got Soap Dog there. If I let Baby Soap reinforce it at the same time, you're sharing the percentage with that base, okay? So you're actually sharing the percentage of damage, which means in actual fact, you lose points, you lose damage quota. That also then means that realistically, when it comes to the final score, that could make all the difference. Just one person jumping in and say a random level at, say, wave 17, for example, which is random. If somebody jumps in and they're stronger than you, they're going to get more points than you. So this is a really good way of just turning around to everybody and saying, look, best thing to do is if you've got 6 accounts plus your main, just throw it together in one account and do it all at one time. Okay, this isn't really going to be relevant for the big guys that have probably finished their gear, but at the same time, it may work if they've got maybe a secondary account they're working on and things like that. Now, I'm ready to go with this. I'm completely set up. As you can see there, I'm ready for HQ10 to come and hit, and then I'm going to stick it back in there in Soap Dog, ready to go. As I say, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you guys do have any questions about this horde, or you would like to see any further progression, so for example, what happens later when I hit HQ20, or what my rank is, the ranks won't be available to actually physically see until the horde is over, and I'm not going to sit here for another 20 minutes wasting your time watching me do horde for absolutely nothing. But what I will do is you will be able to see the horde results tomorrow from around 1 PM UTC. All you need to do is go down to the horde there and press the horde rewards and just press solo rank and look at the solo rankings, okay? And that's it there. That will be available from around 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon UTC, and you'll be able to see whether I came first, second, third, whatever. I know, obviously, that this is going to be quite helpful for most. I hope that you guys can get involved and try this for yourselves and see how you get on. If you do have any feedback on this, or you would like any more information, or you have any questions, don't hesitate, give me a shout. I will post this result as well. I will post the results on Discord, and I will also post tomorrow's results when it's all finalized, because obviously we still have just over 11 hours from the timer in the top left there. We have just over 11 hours until reset, so obviously the results won't be finalized until reset properly, but I will post up later on how I get on after this is finished. Any questions, as I say, guys, just give me a shout. Give me a little subscribe and a like on this video if you do like it. And I'll see you again soon. Thank you very much. Take care.